What's up, you guys? Wonder Bro here. A part of anxiety that I feel like is not talked about enough, right? And that is the freeze response. So everybody hears fight or flight. Everybody says fight or flight when they're referring to anxiety and panic. But the one thing I don't hear a lot about, which I'm surprised by because I've been doing this for a long time and I felt a lot of freeze in my journey, and I've spoken to a lot of people, coached a lot of people that have also experienced a lot of freeze. So I'm really surprised that you don't hear more about the freeze response. So let's talk about it. What is the freeze response? Fight, flight, or freeze? Freeze is when you literally freeze up, right? It's right there in the word. It's when you freeze up. It's when you find a corner, let's go to that corner, let's stay in that corner. So you're feeling anxious, and the last thing you feel like doing is getting up, living your life, doing things you need to do, getting those chores done, talking to people, expressing yourself, speaking up, right? So the freeze response, I see it happen in a lot of people. And that's why one of my two main keys is live your life. Of course, now that applies to fight or flight as well. Instead of fighting with anxiety, instead of fleeing from it, pacing around the house, you just want to live your life. But again, not a whole lot of talk about freeze. I see it happen, like I said, all the time. People freezing up. I don't feel like doing this. I don't want to do this. So they're feeling anxious. They pick a corner and they go to that corner. They're feeling anxious and they get quiet. They freeze up. They stay to themselves. They're not speaking up. They're not living their life. They're not doing the things they should be doing. Now, some people will say, Wonder Bro, I am living my life. I've got to work. I've got to take care of the kids. That's me living my life. And I say, that is a good first step. But how are you going about that? You can still be doing the bare minimum and still be in the freeze response, right? Now, that means you are, let's say, taking care of the kids, but the whole time you're very shut off. The whole time you're very inward. You're not speaking to anybody. You're not getting involved in the things going around you. You're just doing the bare minimum. So you're still in that freeze response. That freeze response is going to feel like an invisible force field that is gluing you to your seat. It's going to feel like an invisible force field that says, you cannot get up and do this. You cannot talk to that person. You cannot speak up. You've got to stay very quiet. You've got to stay very to yourself. Go find that safety corner and sit in it, right? That is the freeze response. So, a lot of talk about fight or flight, which is more obvious. Flight is we leave the situation, or you pace around the room, or you do laps or whatever it is. And a lot of talk about fight, which is a little bit more obvious. You get up in your head and you fight with all the thoughts and feelings, and you're very all over the place. But freeze does not get enough attention, right? So it is that invisible force field that glues you to your seat and says, you cannot do this. You better stay quiet. And if you think about the freeze response in terms of the caveman days, right, when anxiety was actually beneficial, it makes sense, right? You should freeze up. Don't put yourself out there. Don't speak up. You need to be very quiet. You need to be very reserved, off to yourself. You need to find that corner because that tiger is lurking out there. To go against that takes a lot of conscious effort. To do things you don't feel like doing. I'm going to go against freeze. I'm going to get up today. I'm going to speak up. I'm going to talk to the people around me. I'm going to sing a song. I'm going to do my chores. I'm going to do what needs to be done. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm not going to sit in that corner. To go against the freeze response feels like you're punching through an invisible force field, because you kind of are. Evolution is saying, don't do those things, freeze up. And then when you make the choice to go against that, feels kind of yucky, right? It doesn't feel natural. It feels like you're having to force it, and that's okay. You are going against the freeze response, which feels a bit forced. So again, just a part of the anxiety cycle that I feel like doesn't get enough airtime is the freeze response. So if you're not the kind of person that paces around the house when you're anxious, or if you're not the kind of person that just turns circles, or is just really all over the place trying to fight this thing off and whatever, then you may be the kind of person that freezes. Okay, now it doesn't really matter if you can't put your finger on which one of these things you do. Okay, there's a chance that you may do all of them, as long as you are living your life, behaving normally, behaving positively like you would if you felt okay, and not mentally fighting with those thoughts and feelings. You notice that you're worrying about anxiety, you shut it down, you say, you know what, We're not doing that. You know, whatever your accepting inner voice is. So don't watch this video and think to yourself, oh man, Wonder Bro, now I've got to figure out, am I fight, am I flee, am I freeze? You know, you don't have to do that. As long as you are living your life, behaving normally, behaving positively, and not fighting with those thoughts and feelings mentally, you're okay. I just wanted to make this video to shed some light on freeze, right? I feel like there's not enough talk about it in the mental health community. I may be wrong. I don't go out of my way to watch other mental health videos. But yeah, I don't hear it that often. I don't hear it brought up. And personally, I dealt with a lot of freeze in my day. I like to pick a corner and stay in that corner. And my bed, you know, if you guys have watched my story video, my bed was like my safe corner. I stayed in it. I didn't really leave it. In fact, I was peeing in bottles at one point. So the freeze response, until I started to punch through it, which took a lot of force. You know, I didn't want to break out of the freeze response. Evolution was saying you have to stay in the freeze response. So to make myself live normally, that took a lot of force on my behalf, but it got better, of course, as time went on. But anyway, it's just something to consider. Are you still in the freeze response? Are you giving in to the freeze response? If you are giving in to the freeze response, make a to-do list. Make a task list. You know, see how many things you can get done today. And while you're doing that, you notice that you're worrying about your thoughts and feelings. Remind yourself, whatever you want your accepting inner voice to be, whether you're befriending anxiety, thanks for being here, I'm going to show you the truth, or whether you're belittling it, hey, you know what, you're not going to tell me what to do. Whatever it is you tell yourself to work on shutting down that worry, continue doing that, and continue to go against, if you're in that freeze response, continue to go against that freeze response. If you're in fight or flight, continue to go against those as well. How do you do that? It all comes back to just behaving normally, just living normally. As long as you're doing that, you're going against those, that fight, flight, or freeze, right? So just really an educational video today on the freeze response. It is that sometimes overwhelming, almost invisible force field that keeps you glued. And if you notice that you're glued, you are shut down, you're probably in this freeze response. And it wouldn't matter if you weren't, right? I keep saying this just to be clear. It wouldn't matter if you were in fight or flight, whatever. But if you notice you're in that freeze response, you get up, you keep living, behave normally, go against that freeze response. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a big thumbs up. Now let's address very briefly the elephant in the room. Where's the streams, Wonder Bro? Are the streams coming back? The streams will be coming back. I don't plan on giving up on the streams. I'm just really enjoying doing the videos. And also, the numbers don't lie, man. The numbers don't lie. As much as I enjoy the streams, this channel has been growing quicker than let me put it to you this way. We have gained more subs off of the past 3 videos that I've done than we had a month worth of streaming. And I understand if it's a new person here on the channel, they get intimidated when they see those hour-long streams. If you are in that place where you don't know the advice and you're brand new, you're probably not going to click on an hour-long stream. You're going to go to someone else's channel. So I really want to continue growing my channel and reaching as many people and helping as many people as we can. We can't do that if we're not growing. And the numbers don't lie, man. People prefer the videos, right? But that doesn't mean I'm giving up on streams. We will be coming back with the streams. I think the game plan right now is to mix it up between the two. Some streams here and there, some videos here and there. That way we can continue growing, and we can also interact with you guys on the stream, because I miss interacting with you guys. Right now it's just on the Discord, so if you want to join us over there, feel free. But yeah, I do miss you guys over on the streams. I just really want to grow this channel right now, and the streams are not gone. They will come back. I want to continue to interact, be able to interact with you guys in that way. So with that out of the way, I hope you guys enjoy the videos. Let me know in the comments below if you made it all the way to the end of this video. Let me know in the comments below if you prefer the streams or the videos. All right, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, check me out on TikTok, Vacate Fear, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Hit me up if you're interested in coaching. Stay awesome.